Brothers and sisters, soldiers and soldierettes, salute! You alive and breathing? Guess what? We are back to conquer another day in another year. And I always like to say, I haven't said in a while, every day can be a triumph. Triumph. You can have, and it doesn't matter if it's a small victory or a big victory. And remember, small victories lead to big ones. We just got to stay in there. Once we have that divine confidence, though, in our spirit, nothing can stop us anyway. Once we got that divine determination embedded deep into our mind, body, and soul, nothing can stop us anyway. So let's get to those honors. One honors thy ancestors, those who fought hard. That's given a lot of good divine spirit and some great brothers and sisters out here. Those that are doing what they're supposed to do with that position that great divine has given them. I honor thy ancestor, soldier or soldierette, salute, that gave their lives and did everything they had to do to get a lot of us in the state and the place that we're in. I will always be thankful for that. And may those we held dear in our families, may they rest in peace and in power. And I always got to place that gold over us. May anyone in our families prosper in everything, man, they touch, turn to gold. And I mean, earlier, just a minute ago, I mean, anyone with that transition that we held dear, excuse me if I didn't say that, may they rest in peace and in power. I meant to say transition. I'm just so excited, and it's been a wonderful few days. You know, things not always sunshine and not always easy, but when they are, when you have those golden moments, hold on to it, brothers and sisters, family, you know, current subscribers, new subscribers. I thank you, whether you listen for a few minutes or the whole thing. Anybody that's been riding along with the brother, much appreciative, because we can't take none of this stuff with us. So we got to be thankful for the small things, you know, as well as the big things, and just stay in a thankful spirit, stay in a thankful mode. And great divine always sees good deeds. Good deeds doesn't always have to be seen. And I'm a stickler on that kind of thing. And the reason why one knows this, and I'm sure a lot of brothers and sisters probably know this, salute, that we seen the great energy that comes when we just do good deeds out of the kindness of our heart, not to get anything or get recognition or shown, because that's you know, I've talked about Sigma males. That's what we do. We can be the life of the party, but we can also sit back in the cut and chill and, you know, let someone else get that light. We can share the light, because that's the kind of personality we have, or kind of person we are. And this could be female Sigma or brother as a Sigma male, because as I said in a recent podcast, the most dynamic, the most godly, the most giving, the most loyal. Don't take no shit though. But when you become a Sigma male, you can balance all things. And as I said, I don't talk about the Sigma male personality that much, because a true Sigma male or female Sigma doesn't have to talk about their personality. You'll see it, you know, it'll show. So, but I just like to, because it helps me. Studying Sigma male helped me, for one, and I'm sure it helped others that listen to me or listen to others that talk about the Sigma male personality. For one, it helped me to understand oneself, myself. And of course, when we understand ourselves, then we're able to understand other individuals, whether it's adult, children, whoever, whatever we encounter, person, place, or thing. But knowing that I have a Sigma male personality, it really, really helped me deal with my own self. And it's great when we can, man, we can make it through that process. You know, it's not easy for some of us, different roads, but when we get there, brothers and sisters, those that are there, when I say there, I mean to a place where nothing can stop us from learning, teaching, giving, and not taking shit from toxic entities that try to stop our peaceful walk that we have fought for our whole lives. How dare you, those that are evil and toxic, how dare you try to stop someone or take credit for something someone has worked for their whole lives. And I'm talking about brothers, sisters, those in our families that are out here that's getting it in and been getting it in. So There's nothing you can do to us no matter what you try, those that are toxic and don't know themselves. It's unfortunate that things like that are out there, but we always got to know that there's a reality. And before I keep going, I want to stop at the topic I want to talk about. I'm excited. I'm going a little too far. Now, volunteering. I want to talk about volunteering. And it's very important, and that's something I'm learning on this walk. And I've talked about volunteering before, and I'll put it in the end screen. And I think I made a couple of podcasts about it and a video maybe, and I put it in end screen because I volunteered last year, but I stopped, haven't done it in a while. So, but something that great divine, when we're connected and we're, if we're influenced in some kind, we're influencing others in some kind of way, great divine's going to deal with us. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, as much as we can, wherever you are in your life, try our best to be a righteous impact to this world. And again, I say this a lot, but we start with ourselves, children, family, work our way out. That's how we do it, one person at a time, because we don't want to boggle our mind with too much stuff. We have to kind of pace ourselves. We don't stay in one spot, or procrastinate or nothing, but we just pace ourselves, observe, and so we can study each person, place, or thing, or if it's a person, one person. That's why I say one person at a time. And man, be nothing but a righteous impact on this world. And I'm bringing that up because today was my first day volunteering back at my son's school, 3rd grade now, and his sister goes there too, and she's in 5th grade. And I see my son today, but I didn't get to see his sister. But as I've said in past podcasts and videos, I've been around my younger son. He's 8 years old, Ethan. I've been around his siblings since they were almost babies, and going on about 9 years now. And it's beautiful, so it's not easy all the time. It's not always sunshine, but when you start seeing the results, brothers and sisters, within ourselves, our significant other, if we got one, brother or sister, we have children, when we start seeing the results of our actions in them, that's what it make us determined. That's what it make us want to do more. When we start seeing the smiles on our children, or we start seeing the smiles on those in our circle or our family, and we just do things out of love just to be doing it, just because we can. Positivity is free, don't cost nothing. So it's nothing wrong with being positive. That's the secret weapon to a lot of brothers and sisters out here. That's my secret weapon. Always been my secret weapon, and that's something that great divine gave me that the world didn't give me. So the world can't break what that great divine makes, and that's many great brothers and sisters out here, young or old. So never let nothing stop us from being a righteous impact in this world, no matter what. And remember, good deeds doesn't always have to be seen. When that great divine is ready for it to be seen, you'll get that sign. Pay attention to the signs. Divine intervention. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. But we have to stay in the right mind frame, stay focused, don't feed the beast, deal with any weaknesses we have. We forget about things, or we kind of get off track. I always say, look up stress, look up little areas in our lives, whatever we're dealing with, look it up. I always look for ways to sharpen that mind, because we got to stay on course, especially in these times, because things can easily sway us and throw us off. And, always got to bring up social media because it's here, make the good use of it while we got it. And it really felt great to be back at the school and doing something. It's great when I heard a brother say that it's almost hard to even say community, because do we even have a community, but we have to rebuild it and get it back to where we do have a community. And again, I say this a lot. We can start wherever we are. We don't have to wait for nothing. We start where we are. We lead with a good heart. Great divine will do the rest. I guarantee it. And because I have lived this, many other great brothers and sisters have lived this. Our ancestors that a lot of us have done history and research on have done this. Look at Malcolm X. Malcolm X's spirit is still floating around here. I'm telling you, I'll say it time and time again. You can kill the body, but you can't kill the spirit, especially a spirit like Malcolm X had. So they didn't stop nothing, really. Didn't stop nothing because his message still got out there. People are still living by Malcolm X's principles right now today, including myself. So you didn't kill the spirit. You didn't do nothing. You just killed the body. And you think about it. Now, when I seen it in the movie, of course, that wasn't the real Malcolm X. But the way that it showed him, I wonder if his face looked like that in real life, unfortunately, when he got shot, when he was standing on stage. But I wonder if he in the movie, it looked like he was calm. He wasn't hysterical. It's almost like Malcolm X knew. I think inside, well, I'm sure he did. We've seen the movie and some of us have done research. I've actually written like 3 pages on Malcolm X. I've said this before. I got 3 pages on Malcolm X and I got like 3 or 4 pages on Bob Marley. And it was just interesting. I watched the biography of Malcolm X and I watched the biography or the documentary of Bob Marley, and I was glued, man. I was almost in tears at the end of Bob Marley's documentary. It's like, cause you see the kind of person he was and what he did and all the people he helped, man. And then when he transitions in the movie, it's like you don't want him to go. It was beautiful, But I just wanted to bring that up, But a lot of things like this come into your spirit when you stay with a divine heart, when you try to do the right things, try to do things to help people, ourselves, adults, children, man. And that great divine will just put things in us to make us creative, to make us able to learn things and not care if we make mistakes. We're humans. I'm gonna take a drink of this coffee. My throat a little dry. Yeah, I like to drink coffee in the morning. Not a lot of coffee, but I like to drink it. Stimulates you. But again, like I say, try our best to be a righteous impact on this world. And if you got the time, if you're not too busy, try to volunteer at these schools. And these teachers, they do go through a lot. I when you're on the inside and you see it, these teachers go through a lot. And I want to talk about my banner here. And this is from I don't know if this is probably from my son's class. It says 3rd grade. Yeah, it's from his class. And those are all the rockets that all the kids made. And it's aiming at, it says that little middle thing that all the rockets are aiming at is planet efficiency. I think that's what it said on it. Efficient, planet efficient. That's what it said on it. And efficiency is when it's righteous and it's used the right way. It's beautiful, being persistent on, putting out good energy out to the world, not caring what people say and just led by that great divine. Because remember, the great divine has a say over all. We just got to remember that, that's what keeps me going. Whenever I feel like something negative or toxic is trying to pull on me, I always keep in mind the great divine has a say overall. Stick with it. Great divine has never led us in the wrong place. Mother Nature, universe, like I say, do a little introspection. So why would it lead us wrong now? Just got to stick to it. Even sometimes things we don't understand, but we feel it's right in our gut. Like this volunteering thing. It's been kind of a battle because it's something out of the schedule that I do. So I train myself to make it part of the routine. Make it part of. Don't make it look like it's an outside thing. Make it's a part of my everyday thing. So I had to think like that. And you really have to, brother, sister, young or old, you really have to discipline yourself in certain areas, because it's easy to say you're going to do something, but then your body will want to do something different. You have to wake up and be tired and stuff like that. So that's been kind of a battle with me. But the great divine, when you're connected and you have no strong desires, man, to change the world within you, your conscience will bother you. So it will drive you to do the right thing. And you have to do something. We just can't be sitting and just wasting space, because time is nothing to play with, especially when you ain't doing nothing with yourself and you just free fall and ain't doing shit with your life. I want to leave an impact in this world. I haven't always been the perfect brother, as many of us, that been through the ups and downs and when I wasn't aware, and the lusting and all that stupid shit that I used to do decades ago, is what made me become the brother I am. And I'm sure it's many great brothers and sisters out here, same thing, that's been through the same kind of stuff, and I'm gonna stick to this volunteering, and then seeing the smile on my son's face today when he seen me there. It's beautiful, and the other kids see that too. I'm telling you, energy is nothing to play with. Just our presence, just my presence being in that school is enough, and I'm just getting started. It's a lot of other things that I will lead into, because I'll start out one day, then I'm gonna pick up another day. I tried this last year, and there might be other things I can do, maybe reading sessions, a lot of other things that come along. It's beautiful. You just have to make that step. That great divine will send all kind of creative things into our spirit, and just roll with it. If it's righteous, roll with it, and be what? A righteous impact wherever you are in this world, but wherever you're at in your life, wherever space you're in, be an impact in your family. If it's just a significant other, if you by yourself, be an impact wherever you go. Open the door for somebody. You're a homeless person, give them $1. Don't worry about what they're gonna do with it. All these things will come back to you. I'm telling you, I've lived this. And on that note, I want to tell a little story. I told this story on a podcast called Flow with the Shift. And I talked about the shift that a lot of us are feeling. And in that podcast, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the podcast I said it in. It might not have been, but it was one of these podcasts I did. And I talked about a homeless guy that made me remember my wallet. I almost forgot when I went to the car, and seen him outside, and he asked me, he said, "You are normal, right?" I remember it was weird. And I said, "Yeah." And he asked me, did I have any money? He said he tried to ask someone else, and they dogged him out and called him a nigga and all this. He didn't say who it was, but I just stopped him right there and handed him $5. Now, fast forward about 3 weeks later, do you know I found that same $5 on the ground in the same spot where he was standing? If that ain't divine, I don't know what is. And you know what? I kept that $5. I don't even think I'm going to spend it. That $5 that I found laying on that ground, right in the spot where the homeless guy was asking me for money, that's a representation of that great divine be watching. I'm telling you, be watching everything. And I really, and I see what's going on. I'm going to stick to volunteering. I'm still talking about being a righteous impact. Me talking now. Me giving his energy now. It's being an impact in the space I'm in. And like I say, a positive ripple effect. Make his way out to the world. But I watch, I see things in the media, and, I don't like to say names, because sometimes, like I say, sometimes I say celebrity names and examples and stuff like that. But I don't like to say individuals' names out of respect. But I do see what's going on in the media. We have a brother that just got time for, I guess, doing something to a minor, a child. I believe she was 14, and some kind of sexual abuse, some kind of abuse. He getting some time for it, and he was a motivational speaker. See, that's what I'm talking about, and it's a lot. That's just one brother. It's a lot of out here in this social media that just can blow it up. We have a pastor got caught with a boy on camera, so he out here crying. He on camera. One tears rolling down his eyes, talking about he didn't deal with his struggles. No, I'm telling you, better be right as we can in this realm. The great divine is not playing. And once you give in to that divine, once you turn your back on that divine, as I made in the podcast, turn our back on evil entities, once you turn your back on doing the right thing and you give in to that dark force, sayonara, see ya. You have just fucked up your life. But I just wanted to throw that in there. I be seeing what's going on too, and I just shake my head, man. I'm telling you, it's crazy. That's why I say, as much as we can, volunteer in these schools. Be a righteous impact wherever you are. And I wanted to speak on a book that I had been working on, and I got a page here that I wanted to read before I'm ready to sign off. And thank those that's been listening. I really appreciate it. Like I say, if you, a few minutes, the whole video, I appreciate it. If you listen to any of my music, salute anyone that view. May that great divine bliss or bless you. Now, I made a book called Unlocking the Vault, And I wanted to read this page, and I'm gonna bring that back up. I'm gonna even put that in the end screen too. And I'm gonna bring those videos back up where I started my pages. I did 20 pages, and it's not a book per se, it's just written on, notebook paper, but maybe I can turn it into a book. I just call it a book. But I wanted to read page 20 to give you a little illustration of, or a little definition of what I mean by unlocking the vault, because that's what I titled it. And here we go. And this is how I'm going into volunteering this year. This is how I'm kicking this year off. This is the kind of mindset that I'm gonna have. I already got a good mindset, but I'm gonna step it up a notch. And this is what I'm gonna take into one's righteous divine spirit. Here we go. I'm gonna read one of my page 20 out of my book. The great divine will move those out the way that we can't see red flags from because of our giving nature. Practice respectful, strong boundaries. Our eyes will begin to open, as well as our pineal gland. Takes a lot of meditation, studying, like the art of determination. Must engrave in our spirit having the art of determination, righteous determination, engrave it in our spirit, because this spiritual realm is changing by the day, soon by the hour. That's why it's so important that we become intelligent. If we are not, we won't be able to keep up. We won't be able to keep up mentally. All it takes is one great positive result. This will catapult us into victory after victory, and the completion of every situation, big or small. We talking about righteous situations. The more intelligent we become, things will start to come together in full tuition and will somewhat be simple. So that was off my page 20. Excuse me for fumbling it. And I'm gonna bring that book back up, and I'm gonna start back working on it. I haven't really figured out how many pages I'm going to do, but I'm up to 20, and I'm going to get back on it. And thank those that's been listening. And I just wanted to read that, and I will always motivate and encourage. Be your best self. Don't get wrapped up in any dark shit on this social media. As I always say, stay focused, because the great divine knows what's down the road, but a lot of times we don't. That's why we stick to that great divine spirit. And where is that great divine spirit? In the pit of our soul. And how do we get to the pit of our soul? Through that great divine spirit, through our psyche. I made a podcast recently about that. Remember, that's the only way to get to that wholesome spirit and to deal with stuff is through our psyche. So if you want to be a better educator, you want to be a better influencer, or just a better brother or sister, young or old, overall, study your psyche. And you will be able to filter out things, but you have to take it serious. Look up things, listen to those that have more experience than us, because there's those that have more experience than me. It's okay. Nobody's better, just different, different levels. That's just how it is. We have to accept the position we in. Once we do, we will catapult. We will rise, we will get to where we need to go, but we have to start where we are first. And don't let what's before us blind us, because what I always say, folks, can't see what's before us. So again, volunteer at schools, at places, do things, the best way we can to help out in this world. And a little bit can go a long way when it's coming from a good, righteous heart. Real talk. So that's how I'm gonna start off this year. I'm volunteering at my son's school, and I'm just getting started. I'm gonna take it to a whole nother level. I encourage you, brothers and sisters, to do the same and be a righteous impact in this world. And thank you for listening. And I thank the brothers and sisters that's been riding along with a brother. Remember, we are leaders and teachers. We are not followers. With a student spirit. So I thank those, and I thank the reachers and teachers, the real ones that's putting in that work. Keep forging forward. And I honor my family. I honor your family. I honor my children, their mothers, brothers and sisters all over the world. May you please keep that ultimate peace and be a righteous impact in this world by any means necessary. Salute.